Welcome to yet another International Event Day series for the University Museum of Anthropology and Archaeology. I'm Edison Concha, and today we'll be bringing you some of the foods and customs of the global village that we know as our Earth. Following us here today in our first introduction to international cuisine would be our foods from Egypt.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. And we have with us
Maha El Gamal.
and
Khalid Widar.
okay, pleasure to have you, ladies and gentlemen. Can you give us an idea, first of all, what type of foods you have and what type of holiday or what type of event would you serve these foods in? And let's start with left to right. Let's start with this one here first. What
This
type
is,
of dish is this?
It's a filo with ground beef and some spice. And it's not for a special holiday or anything. It's just regular food.
Is this an entree or is this part of a main dish?
Part of a main dish.
It's an appetizer. I'm sorry, I meant to say, is it an appetizer or is it an entree? Part of an entree?
You can say it's appetizer.
Appetizer?
Yeah.
Okay. And is it sweet? What does it have in it?
No, ground beef and spice.
It
and
looks
the
sweet.
filo.
You know, it looks
Yeah,
as if it would be sweet.
There's another kind sweet, but this one is not sweet.
Okay, so that what do you have? You have a dough with beef in the center.
Yeah, it's a filo. You know the filo?
No, I don't know.
No,
What
I
is it?
think,
What is filo? Let's explain that.
No, I can say that you can find it in the store.
Okay, well, what is it made of? Is it a vegetable?
I think it's flour. It's
Oh,
made
flour?
flour and.
Oh, for the crust. Is this for the
Yeah,
crust? Oh, yeah, because
yeah.
it looks like a pastry crust. It's very thin. It looks very light.
Yeah, this is the crust.
This is an appetizer. And then next to this would be the rice.
Yeah, rice with raisin and several kind of nuts. And this is a special dish when we have a good party or our holidays. We usually do this kind of rice. It takes
This is
long
a
time
holiday
to cook.
dish.
Yeah, holiday dish.
What type of holiday, for example?
It's like our Muslims' holiday.
Okay, well,
Its
just
name
with-
is the Eid.
The Eid?
Yeah.
And what does that holiday signify?
What's that holiday?
It all signifies after ending the fasting of Ramadan after
Okay.
30.
And another one after Ramadan, 2 months we have another one, so we do this one too.
So in order, I see sweet in here. Is that because after the fasting
No,
you
it's
want to?
sweet and sour.
Oh, this is sweet and sour.
Yeah, the
Okay.
raisin is sweet and everything else is sour.
Okay.
Okay.
So that signifies part of the fasting that you were doing Ramadan,
Yeah.
the sourness, and then the
Yeah.
sweetness
And when
for
you
afterwards.
have a party or invite someone to a special dish.
Oh, interesting. Do you eat? Can you eat this with this dish here
Yeah,
again?
with anything.
With anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, what next to this? If with anything, what is
Yeah,
this
this is-
eggplant? Possibly.
Yeah, this is an eggplant fried with and the green pepper fried too.
Okay.
With
So
garlic and vinegar.
is this a warm dish? How do you serve
It's
this?
cold dish.
Cold. And how about the rice? Also is cold.
Warm or hot.
So you would have maybe on a platter, you could have the rice
Yeah.
with what was this again?
Filo ba'lawa.
Filo balava? Is that called filo balava?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Because-
ba'lawa in Arabic.
Right, because in the Greeks call it, I think,
Yeah.
baklava, right? Or
Yeah,
is it-
that's
same.
right.
Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
The same pronunciation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So then you would have maybe one a filo balava and then a little bit of rice. What is this rice called?
In
you,
Arabic?
You need
In
in
Arabic,
Arabic,
sure.
it's
It's it,
roz
roz.
khalta.
Roast de halta.
Yeah.
Roz khalta.
Roast de halta. And so you'd have that. And this
Yeah.
dish here is called?
Yeah, it's eggplant and
In Arabic?
fried
what is it called?
eggplant. It's tingan mali.
That's okay. You can say it because we want to hear. We want to hear what it's called in its native.
Yeah, it's a tingan mali.
Uh-huh.
It's يعني ايه شعبي.
It's popular.
It's popular,
dish,
yeah.
yes. Okay,
It's
so this is
popular.
more again like an appetizer, I presume,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's really appetizing.
Really an appetizer. It looks delicious. I mean,
I hope so.
well, I would love to try it. And how about this last as well? This is
It's
our
the bread for
sapita.
this eggplant.
Uh-huh.
And you can put the dip. It's the name in Arabic. It's tahina. It's kind of
Tahini?
tahina. Yeah.
Tahina. What is that?
Are you Iranian?
No.
Oh, how do you know everything?
Because I love Middle Eastern food,
Okay,
actually.
that's nice,
I really
thank
do.
you.
And this is tahini is what? This is yogurt?
And no, this is tahina. It's
Is beans? I mean, crushed up? No.
No. It's made from the simsim. What's it?
I don't know what it's in English.
Well, what is it in Arabic?
It's called simsim.
Simsim?
It's tahina. That's
Grind.
called in Arabic.
Ground. What
tahina.
is it? Is it a vegetable? Is
No,
it
it's
a nut?
liquid stuff, and then you mix it with water and vinegar and lemon and.
Because it looks rather, the consistency is rather thick.
It's thick, yeah.
Uh-huh. And so it's like a condiment. It's a condiment.
Not from here. I bring it from my country.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Because you couldn't buy
You
this
can
here then.
you can find in the store here.
Now, how did you, do you cook for a living? Do you have a restaurant? Do you cater? Do you do anything with your...
Sometimes I cook for the museum here. That's fine.
But you just pretty much
I
for
always
home?
cook at home.
Good.
That's it.
Well, it looks like you brought at least a bit of everything.
Yeah.
You know, so that you get
Bits and pieces.
bits and pieces, so you get a potpourri of the Middle East, if you will. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, you're welcome.
Thank you for coming in. I'll be back again
Okay.
to get a little bit myself, okay? Take care. Thank you. Shipped from the Near East to around the world, to another corner of the world, South America. Here we have Carmen and Debbie.
Carmen and Debbie Garzon.
Pleasure to have you.
My name is Carmen.
Yes, and this is
Garzon.
Debbie.
Right.
Correct?
Hi.
Okay. And Ecuador is the
From
country we're
Ecuador.
talking about, correct?
Yes.
Good. Now, Ecuador is located on the Pacific coast of South America, correct?
Right.
Between...
Colombia and Peru.
Very good. Excellent. Now, what area of Ecuador are you from?
Well, my city is Chone, provincia de Manabí, Ecuador.
That's
yeah.
on the coast, correct?
Yeah, in the coast.
On the coast.
And my daughter is born in Quito,
Uh-huh. And
Ecuador.
That's, Quito, that's the capital.
Quito is the capital of the country.
The country, and that's
yeah.
in the mountains.
That is in the
Correct.
mountain.
Now, the food you have with you today is typical to either the coastal lands or to the mountains. What area of Ecuador?
Well, the pristiños is typical from the mountain.
Okay, so these are pristiños?
Pristiños, and you make with flowers,
Uh-huh.
and you make a dog.
It's a beautiful shape. How do you get the shape? It looks like a spiral. It looks like a star.
Yeah,
How
well,
do you do that?
when you make a dove, you cut in straight,
Right.
strip, and
Uh-huh.
you cut it
Right.
in both sides,
Mm-hmm.
and after that you make a
So it's flat first. First it's flat.
first, yeah,
Okay.
you roll it.
Uh-huh. You roll it up,
Roll
and then
it
it's
up,
flat.
and you
Cut it into
Cut
strips.
it in the straight.
Uh-huh.
And cut it on both sides,
Right.
and after that you
Put them together.
put it together.
Okay,
At the
so
end.
you make a circle by pushing the dough together and hooking it together.
After
Okay.
that you fry.
Okay, deep fry it?
Deep fried.
Okay.
in
For how
very-
long?
About 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then
And
what
then-
happens then?
And then you put you conserve with
Right. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Watch the camera. Go ahead.
you
And
conserve
serve
with
with
syrup.
Okay. Oh, this is maple syrup?
No,
No.
this
This is syrup made with brown sugar
Brown sugar.
and lemon juice and cinnamon.
What's the brown sugar called? Is that a special brown sugar that you use for this?
panela.
Panela?
You remember panela?
Raspadura?
Raspadura.
Raspadura, is that what it's
okay,
called?
yes,
Oh, very
yes.
good. Now, how
Raspadura.
do you melt that down? Do you melt that, does that come in a brick, or does it come solid, or does it come liquid? How does it come?
No, like powder.
As a powder?
Yeah,
Okay.
powder.
So then you make a little syrup from it. Yes, Debbie, go ahead.
But we use brown sugar here because we cannot find raspadura here.
Okay, well, I guess you do it with what you have.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Does it taste almost the same?
Oh, if you want it, you can try.
You can try. I would love to. I would love to. Thank you. But let's put this down just for a second, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So that we can go on to
Yeah.
the next dish. So what is this over here?
The next dish is we call ayacas.
Ayacas.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's made with white flour,
Mhm.
corn flour.
Corn flour.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say it looks like a little yellow. That's what I was going to say. It looks almost
Yeah.
like a grain flour. So
Yeah,
it's a corn flour.
Lard,
large.
butter,
Uh-huh.
and eggs.
And I see it's covered in a rather interesting substance. Is that a plant? Is this a leaf?
and
Plátano.
A banana leaf.
Yeah,
okay.
banana leaf.
Oh, they come packaged already like that?
Yeah.
That's incredible. I thought that you would buy them at a plant store or something,
No.
and then use them. They already come
We
packaged.
bought it.
This almost looks like a tamale.
Yeah, so
You know.
some people cook tamales.
Something called. And now, what else do you? I see something else other than flour. I see little olives and
Well,
what else?
the stuffing is made with either pork or beef or chicken, and you do a syrupy kind of consistency because
Right.
you melt peanut butter in the milk.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never knew that butter was really popular in South America. But what does it give it? Just a little bit of a taste of a nut to it? Or,
Right,
yeah.
nice taste.
Uh-huh.
And then you put that in the middle of the dough,
Right.
and then you decorate it with an olive,
Mhm.
a slice of egg, hard-boiled egg.
Oh, hard-boiled egg. Uh-huh. And
And,
now,
uh,
is this dish used for any holiday occasion, or is this just a staple dish? Is this a staple food?
You can eat it
Both.
anytime.
Anytime?
Anytime.
Hot
yeah.
or cold?
hallacas.
Is it
Both.
hot, both
Both.
hot and cold? Oh, here's the egg in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I see raisins too.
Right, right.
So it's kind of, you can have a little bit of sweet in there also, huh? And the pristinos, are these used for a holiday dish? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is especially for Christmas.
Oh, for Christmas.
Yeah, for
As a
Christmas.
dessert.
Do they have any, does the star signify the Christmas spirit
Round.
or the round? Yeah.
Round.
Is anything else that you girls have that you can show us? What else do you have?
That's about it.
For today, that's
For today?
it.
That's it.
Well, for today, I think
Yeah.
that's enough, maybe, because we
Maybe-
have so
maybe
many
next
foods.
year.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And listen,
Thanks to you.
hopefully we'll get to Ecuador to try it in person. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Carmen.
Nice-
All right. Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Staying on the Americas, we now venture into North American territory and coming in to visit Jim Cook, who is representing the United States in this wonderful international festival of foods. Jim, pleasure to have you.
Hi, good morning.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Glad to have you here.
Jim, can you give us a little bit of flavor, if you will, on your specific type of cuisine?
Well, I'm providing the pastry decoration segment of this food international, whatever you want to call it.
The
and
emporium of foods.
right, it's basically homegrown stuff, United States stuff. There's no special reason behind it. You just
Well,
apply
it looks very
apply the
it looks very-
decorations whichever way you like.
It looks very
And of course,
special
you
when
have
you
to
do
have
it.
your red and green colors.
Right.
Well, you have to make it a little special.
Are you a baker, Jim, by profession?
I'm a baker as a hobby.
As a hobby.
As a hobby, I have another job, but this is my treat to myself.
Well, give us a background on exactly what you're doing right now here. What is
Okay, I'm applying a buttercream frosting to a cake that is already iced.
Okay.
Okay, I'm providing doing ribbons of frosting in 3 different colors, and
What is this that you're using here? What is that?
okay, this is a pastry bag. This bag here. Then I have all different tips. I can make stars and roses.
For every sort of design that you
I can make just about anything you want.
Now, what is it that you are is in the bag and that you're injecting out onto the cake?
This is a buttercream icing. It's made with butter and sugar and kinds of flavorings. Sometimes vanilla, sometimes mint, depending on what I'm going to do and what I'm
Green
going to
mint
color it.
and the red another. Could that be possible?
Sometimes I flavor them if the color is deep enough. I put like a raspberry or a mint flavor. But then the flavors can clash, so you always have to remember who you're serving it to and what kind of cake you
Good
have.
point. Good point. So, for example, what kind of cake is underneath all this wonderful icing?
This is my special chocolate cake, and as soon as the cake is done, I hope to be able to give everybody a little taste.
I'll be right back. I'll be back for the first
Okay,
slice.
I know you'll enjoy it.
What is the chocolate cake in is that the chocolate inside, or is it white chocolate, dark chocolate?
It's a dark chocolate cake with the same kind of icing in between the lips.
And what are these little flowers here I see?
Okay, these are poinsettias. Have to have a lot of poinsettias for Christmas time. They're made with a icing called royal icing. It's egg whites and sugar. It's very hard. It's edible, but it doesn't really taste too good. And then you put your little decorations in the center to show the little flowers.
So this is more a decorative measure.
Right. They're firm enough that you can stick them on the side of the
this
cake.
goes on the cake then?
Oh yeah. It will go on both cakes when I'm
There's another one
done.
here. Is this the
Oh,
same
yeah.
type here?
It's the same type cake, a different shape. That way you can use different types of decorations on it.
Right. And then what is this? Is this just plain icing or icing?
That's extras in case I run out.
Oh, and these are your tips, correct?
These are all my different tips.
How many tips do you have?
Probably about 150. I've got every one that's made, at least made in the United States.
Have you used every tip? Or
Sometimes I'll go through a couple of dozen.
So on each cake, how many tips would you use?
Probably use about a dozen.
A dozen on each
A
cake?
dozen, because sometimes you're working with 2 or 3 different colors of icing, and you need the same type tip, so you can. It's a lot of washing up
I was
afterwards.
going to say, well, how long would how long would it take for a whole cake to be decorated?
Well, what I normally do is I'm doing this piecemeal because we have visitors coming in every so often. But a cake like this once it's iced, would probably take me 20 minutes.
That's not bad.
I would normally go around the whole cake with the one color, then the next color, and then the next color, and then I use my turntable to make it a little bit easier for me.
It's almost like if you were doing a clay piece, but with dough.
Right, it's just a little bit softer, and you have to work faster because it does soften with the heat of your hand.
Oh, it does?
Yes, the buttercream icing is work, but it's cool in here, so it's not too bad.
Well, I don't want to keep it too long then if I'm going to,
I try not to hold the bag in my hand too long.
I hear
Right,
you. How about
right.
these trees here, Jim?
Okay, these are done on ice cream cones.
Interesting.
This is done with the royal icing. It's a little smoother and more shiny. This is the buttercream that doesn't get quite hard. The kids like them both. Sometimes they even put ice cream in them. It gets all over their hands, but what are you going to do?
Exactly. Now, where would you put these treats? On top of the cake also?
I'm going to put them on top of this cake because it's a bigger surface. Here I'll be doing concentric patterns of different colors of icing until I get to the very center, and then I'll be putting several poinsettias that I've already made.
Well, let me end this by saying Merry Christmas and Merry caking.
Good
Thank you,
holiday
Jim.
to you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Take care now. Back to the Middle East for Iran and its culinary delights with Sherry, is it?
Yes.
Sherry, what is your last name?
My name is Sherry. Last name is Jafari Raf. Yes.
And Jim?
This is Manucher Jafari Rauf.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I see you have a variety of Iranian foods here. Where would you like to start? Where would you like to start the food? Let's start left to right?
Anyone.
Let's go. Okay. Here, what do you have? What is this called? What is the name of the dish?
This is Nargisi.
Nargisi?
Yes.
Okay.
Coming from spinach, fried onion, and egg, little bit spice.
Okay, now would this be served as an appetizer? Or maybe
Sure.
Appetizer.
Appetizer.
Okay. Now, is this served alone or is it served in conjunction with this dish? How do you serve them?
No, separate.
Separate.
These are different dishes.
So you would serve them in little separate dishes?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you have here?
This is
Halim badem.
Halim Bademjun.
Halim badem.
Yes.
And this is another, it looks like a mixture of meat. Is there meat?
Meat, eggplant, and a little bit kashk from Iran.
What is the kash? Is that a...
It's coming with yogurt.
Oh.
They make with yogurt. You don't have it in here.
You don't have it. Where did you bring it? Did you?
Yes.
We have some.
You brought it from Iran?
Iran. Sure.
That's right.
Now, are these holiday foods or are these normal?
No, just normal food for everyday appetizer.
It's an appetizer also.
Sure.
So on the table you would have maybe a little dish of this, a little dish of this,
Sure.
and then how about this here?
This is eggplant with Mirza. Names is Mirza Qasemi. Coming fried onion and garlic, tomato sauce.
Now it seems like in the Middle East, eggplant is a big ingredient because over in Egypt, over here on the other table, we had eggplant and with onions and peppers and so forth. We had eggplant in this dish over here. Now eggplant over here. How is it that the eggplant has come to be such a popular vegetable?
Because the people like the eggplant, they think that that's a healthy vegetable, and they use all kind of the meats with the eggplant.
Eggplant. Now, is the eggplant baked? Is it fried?
It's no fried, just we put in the oven.
Baking it.
Baked.
Okay, right. And after that, what you cut it up and smash it around?
Yeah.
Mash it in a pot.
In a pot. And then how do you get the red color to it?
That's tomato.
Tomato.
We put a lot of tomato. So after that, we add fried garlic, fried onion.
The condiments to make it spicy.
Just for west شمال ایران چی میشه؟
North of Iran.
North
I
of
was going to
Iran.
ask you, yes, are you from,
Yeah.
where are you
No,
from?
no,
Tehran?
we are from Tehran.
You're from Tehran.
But that is from the north of Iran.
North. How about these dishes over here? Are these
This is for Tehran.
Tehran?
Tehran and
everywhere.
Tehran.
And now is the north more a mountainous region? I think there's more mountain. Is that where the
Yes, it
the
is.
Kush is? There where the
Next to Russia.
Right, next to Russia. Right, exactly. Now, for example, this would be served hot also, correct?
Yes.
Now, is this a main dish or an appetizer again?
That's appetizers.
Appetizers. Okay, so we're like 4 appetizers right here. Well, this is the same thing, right? So you have 1, 2, and 3 appetizers. And the rice.
That's the main dish that we cook in a wedding party.
Uh-huh.
That's basmati rice,
What is it called?
shirin polo.
Okay.
That's basmati rice with peeled orange,
Right.
almond, and ground pistachio on the top.
It looks delicious. The rice in and of itself with the
Yes.
other condiments must
Yes.
be quite a conjunction with the eggplant and the
Exactly.
spinach. I mean, this is a whole meal. I mean,
Exactly.
you know, various appetizers. This and over here,
Yes. Also, we have a chicken kebab here.
a chicken kebab.
Chicken kebab.
Okay, now where is
Yes.
the kebab original from? Is the kebab originally from Iran or is it originally from
Middle
Egypt?
East.
Well, in the middle, what
Middle
country?
East.
What country is
I guess maybe Greek.
Greek? Yeah, the kebab is
Iran,
Greek.
yeah.
Yes.
So the kebab has what? Does that have saffron on it or anything?
Saffron, and we marinate it in saffron and fresh lemon juice, and cook it on barbecue.
Oh, that's
With the square like this, we put it in a square,
I see.
and we put it on barbecue.
And now-
That's veal, and that's the veal too.
Both veals.
Both veal. That's ground veal. That's the chunk
Now,
veal.
is the veal prepared any special with
Yes.
any special marinade, or do you marinate?
Yes, marinate 2 days.
2 days.
2 days, and after that, put it in a square and chop it up and
Right.
make it straight.
And how about with? Do you serve the rice with the chicken and so forth too?
Sure.
Now we use this
Sure.
with the white rice.
Plain rice.
Oh, plain rice.
Plain rice.
Because this would be too powerful for this
Yeah,
taste. I mean, you would overpower the taste.
plain
of it.
rice.
Right. So this would go more with the appetizers. This rice. Okay. And over here, what do you have?
This one is a little bit relish.
That's the torshi. We call torshi. That's all kind of vegetables in it, and also that is 4.5 years old.
4.5 years
Yes.
old.
Yes, you can taste it after.
Well, how do you keep it? Do you keep it in sealed jars, or how do you?
Yeah, you can keep it for 4 or
Or in
5
a
years.
barrel? How do you keep it?
Never get bad.
Well, how do you save it? In jars or in a barrel?
In jars.
In jars?
Jars.
And what is this, eggplant?
No. There's eggplant in it, but
Right.
there's all kind of vegetable in it, and we put we cover it with what's that? چی میگن چیزو؟
Was this oil in
Vinegar.
it also? Vinegar. Oh,
Vinegar.
okay, vinegar. And then you
Yes.
let it marinate and cook in the
Yes.
vinegar itself. Now you would use this as a side condiment
Side
on the
dish.
side for with bread and the
With anything.
with bread, yes.
Pita bread
With the pita,
or whatever.
with the ever-present pita,
Yes.
which is everywhere. Okay, and this here is another dip I
This
see.
is yogurt with spinach.
Okay.
Usually we use it for appetizer.
An appetizer,
Sometimes,
yeah.
yeah.
That's side dish too.
Side
Now,
dish.
it seems that the yogurt also is a staple in the Middle East. You know,
lot
Egyptians
of
eat, yes,
yogurt.
you know, with the yogurt,
Yogurt,
and the Persians, the Iranians, which are from.
Yeah.
That's a healthy
Iraqis.
thing.
Right, and now you eat this with the bread also, and maybe
Yes.
with a little bit of this.
Yes, yes.
And what do you call this here?
Mosto spinach.
Mosto spinach. They have such delicious names. You almost want to taste it through the name, you know? How about
Yeah.
this here, sir?
Yeah, that's side dish again.
Okay.
That's Bulgarian cheese.
Is that feta?
No, that's Bulgarian cheese.
What kind of cheese is that?
That's more
sharp cheese.
That's more tastier.
Is it sharper or sweeter or what is it like?
More salty.
Salty. Okay. Okay.
Scallion and radish and watercress
And
with
nuts.
walnut.
Walnuts. Now you would put all that in a
We
little
put
pita.
all together in a pita and have it.
And maybe a little bit of this on top. And no, too
No,
much.
no.
Too much. So just this.
Just this.
Okay, that's very good. So all of this here would be typical foods that Iranian people would have almost every day then, as in a normal meal, correct?
Not this every day because that's
a wedding. That's a
that's
wedding
just
dish.
a wedding and special days.
Now,
The other thing they can make it and have
You
it.
have a restaurant or a catering
Yes.
center? You do?
Yes, we
Very
do.
nice. Where is it?
In Germantown Park, Lafayette Hill.
What's its name? What is it called?
We are going to change the name the Persian Grill.
Okay, but what is it called right now?
Stefanos.
Stefanos. But
Yes.
it's going to be the Persian Grill.
It's going to be
What days are you open?
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
But just Tuesday afternoon we are closed.
Okay, but what are normal hours every day?
6:30 morning until
Serve
9:30,
it breakfast too.
10 at
That's
night.
incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And would you serve a Iranian
American,
breakfast?
no, American
breakfast.
American.
But Iranian dinners. Okay.
Dinners,
Do
sure.
you have a telephone number you would like
Sure.
to use? Go ahead.
825-2705 and 825-2706.
Well, we'll be sure to call and make a reservation.
Okay.
Have everything ready. Okay. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
It's been a pleasure. Sherry, thank you very much. We'll see you
Bye-bye.
soon. Take care. Bye-bye.